we had Skynyrd's plane before they had it, and nobody liked this plane. It was a 2-engine Pratt Whitney plane. It wasn't a turboprop or anything. And Frampton decided he didn't want this plane, and nobody liked the plane for whatever reason. Nobody liked it. We just didn't get a good vibe from it. Frampton says, "I don't want this plane. I want to get this specific plane." It was Bad Company's plane. It was a 4-engine turboprop Vickers Viscount. And do you know, after we got off tour, Skynyrd's plane went down with a lot of our guys on it. They were in that plane crash. And I know guys who lived in that plane crash. And we had that plane. And that plane, the right engine went on fire. And the pilot dumped all the fuel instead of the right engine's fuel. And a ton of bricks.
Whoa.
And that's what took out Ronnie Van Zant.
Yes, and two other people.
And brother and sister, right?
The sister, yes.
So who were your guys who were on that plane? And they roadies and the people that were on with us were now on the road with them. But they survived?
They survived. One Rodney broke every bone in his body and was stuck out in the woods for days. And I mean, if you ever look it up, you'll see and you'll see his name is Ronnie Eckerman. He was on board, and there was another guy on board that was on our tour, and we just didn't like the plane. The plane had a moldy, kind of old feeling. It just didn't feel right. And Frampton wanted this English, and this was Bad Company's plane.
Right.
And they had it first, and it was a beautiful airliner from the 50s. Any plane you usually get, usually 20 years older, but it's all redone.
Yeah.
So, but it was a prop jet. When you got on that plane, you felt like you were getting on a real strong plane, a real powerful plane, and it was really powerful. It really got us through some. I mean, one amazing thing about touring is you have to fly sometimes twice, 3 times a day. And you have to fly in any weather. I mean, there were times when it was my first big tour, and I said to Peter, I says, "Do we have to go today? I mean, we have to leave in this weather? I mean, do you think it's smart to do that?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, we got to go." And that was, because he's a real road warrior, and he'll just go. So he was used to that, but I wasn't so used to it. So what I would do is I would go there was a seat that pulled out between the 2 pilots, and I would go in that seat, because I wanted to see what was coming.
No kidding.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was to me that was the safest seat in the house, because you saw what they were doing, and it kind of looked like a recording studio. You know, it had all the. I felt safe in that part of the plane. I felt like, you were like the guy that was mixing the whole thing.
You're right at home.
I know.
Yeah, it's right at home in that seat, because it really reminded me of like a studio. It looked like the recording, console. The dials and the meters, and it was just perfect.
Yeah, maybe it's a little.
That's what I used to say.
Control thing. You like to feel in control.
Oh, yes.